the things that's most rewarding about seeing a First Chesapeake competition is the energy. This is not a science fair. It is loud. There is cheering. There are mascots. It is something that you have to see to believe. These kids have really found their bliss. They found a goal, and they all are working towards this. And we see this as they graduate, as they go on to college, and as they enter their careers. We feel that FIRST has really been their first step in a successful future for them and also for us.
First Chesapeake obviously teaches STEM skills for building robots, but it's also about more than robots. And I learned so many more things that really made me well-rounded as a person. As a student, I met people both on my teams and at competitions who are doing amazing things and have gone on to do really incredible things in STEM as well. That's a lot of fun, and it's also really valuable because it gives me these connections to people doing phenomenal things in STEM.
I first became involved with First Chesapeake when my two sons became involved with the FIRST program. Both of them were in robotics and found a huge passion for the ability to grow and also to explore the emerging capabilities around robotics. FIRST, and First Chesapeake specifically, is a great avenue for our children to understand how they can impact the world in a fun and engaging environment. I'm so excited about the impact that our First Chesapeake students will have on our future.
I was amazed at what these young high school students were able to accomplish in 6 weeks. They take a project that seems like it's daunting and hard to achieve, and they're able to break it down and bring different skills and diverse backgrounds and achieve it. It's just a really amazing experience to see how someone's learning comes to life. And even more so, having been, both a mentor and a judge, also seeing what these students bring to the table and the amount of thought and strategy and through to execution that they have is truly profound. And it's always a pleasure to see what they come up with.
When we think about robotics and when we think about the future engineers, the future doctors, the future astronauts, the future educators, as well as the future trades and craftsmen, those individuals are going to have a strong math and science background. So First Chesapeake being the training ground in order for these new leaders to emerge is going to be very valuable. So we have to continue to nurture them, continue to give them the guidance that they need, continue to give them the mentoring that they need in order for them to be able to dream about what it's going to take for us to continue to be competitive as a country in this global world.
Our First Chesapeake students are going to have a tremendous impact on our future. They are already making a difference today. They are working in companies such as NASA. They are working for the military. They are working in film. These are creative, smart, driven young people, and they are tomorrow's technology leaders. Good morning. I'm Leanne Scott Boland. I'm the Executive Director and President of First Chesapeake. And I'd just like to thank you for joining us for this hour-long celebration of some really outstanding women in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. I'd like to welcome all of our attendees, our board members who are joining us today, our sponsors, and our speakers. I wish we could all be together in person today, but I am glad that so many of you are joining us remotely. And since we can't be at the same table, I'd like to remind you to use your comment button off to the side. You can clap, you can cheer on folks, you can congratulate people, and just keep the breakfast conversation going. So it's so important for young women and girls to see women in STEM and fields to help them imagine what they would be like as they enter their careers. And so this is what we are trying to do today. We are celebrating some outstanding women who have been in STEM careers, and we are celebrating some outstanding young women who are just beginning to think about their STEM careers. Today's program is going to include our Reaching for the Stars Outstanding Women in STEM Award, sponsored by Leidos. We are also going to have a remote robotics demonstration sponsored by Canon, Virginia. And there will be a presentation of the Women in STEM scholarships sponsored by Dominion Energy. Now, thank you to Leidos for sponsoring today's Women in STEM and our Women in STEM programming that's been going on this entire academic year, the 2020-21 academic year, and being our live feed sponsor for this event today. A special thanks goes out to Kenya Davenport, who is the Corporate Responsibility Manager at Leidos. She has put in many hours of work to make this Reaching for the Stars Women in STEM a success. So now please join me in hearing a little bit more about today's title sponsor, Leidos.
Knowledge. It's where innovation begins. It's what leads us to discovery and motivates us to succeed. It's why we ask the tough questions and what leads us to the answers. At Leidos, we're standing behind those working to improve the world's health, safety, and efficiency. Leidos.
So now I'd like to introduce Dr. Robert Franceschini, who will be presenting the Reaching for the Stars Outstanding Women in STEM Award on behalf of Leidos.
Good morning, and thanks for the introduction, Leanne. I'm proud to represent Leidos as well as the First Chesapeake Board of Directors today. Over 50 years ago, the company we now call Leidos was built to develop and apply science and technology, helping to make the world safer, healthier, and more efficient. As part of that commitment, Leidos is proud to serve as the title sponsor for First Chesapeake's Reaching for the Stars Women in STEM program. At Leidos, we are committed to fostering a diverse and inclusive culture that supports advancement throughout our workforce. By collaborating with First, we are supporting the next generation of STEM leaders who will continue this important legacy. Later in the program, we'll award scholarships to 3 amazing young women and recognize their accomplishments both in STEM and as members of the First community. Congratulations to all of our scholarship finalists and recipients. I now have the pleasure of introducing the recipient of the 2021 Reaching for the Stars Outstanding Women in STEM Award. This award is given annually by First Chesapeake to honor a woman who stands as an example of innovation, trailblazing, leadership, community building, or advocacy in a STEM field. On behalf of Leidos and the First Chesapeake Board of Directors, I am pleased to present this award to Margaret Lynn McDermott. As the first woman ever accepted to the apprentice school at Newport News Shipbuilding, Margaret Lynn McDermott began her career as a pioneer, then rose to become a leader and innovator in her field. Ms. McDermott recently retired from the Federal Reserve System as Chief Information Officer and Director of Federal Reserve Information Technology. Prior to joining the Federal Reserve, Ms. McDermott served as Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer of Dominion Resources. For nearly 20 years, she drove digital transformation of the corporation, including cybersecurity, technology investments in business processes and process controls, and automating IT operations. Ms. McDermott has served on a number of boards and is currently chair of the Child Fund International Board. She co-founded the Richmond Women in Technology Group. That group has named their annual recognition of women technologists as the Margaret Lynn McDermott Awards. Ms. McDermott received her bachelor's degree in business from Mary Baldwin College and earned her master's degree in business administration from the University of Richmond. As we encourage our young women on First teams to reach for the stars, we are grateful for the example set by women in STEM like Lynn McDermott. Since we're in a virtual environment, Lynn already has her award with her, but please join me in congratulating her on this great achievement. We'll take a few minutes now to hear some words from Lynn McDermott.
appreciate the introduction and really appreciate this wonderful award. I accepted on behalf of about 5 or 6 women who met over a glass of wine about 25 years ago and said, we need to get involved in women in technology. We set up a women in technology group, as you mentioned. We all got involved with FIRST. And we also started Girls That Code in the region here. So that group of women believed that women have what it takes to pursue STEM careers. They're curious, creative, and committed, and women and girls want to make the world a better place. Whether it's discovering vaccines for COVID, designing and building beautiful memorials, or creating big data algorithms to predict breast cancer, women in technology, women in STEM careers do great things. So congratulations to all the scholarship finalists and those who contribute to their success. Awards like the one I received today are really honoring the past, but this event is very special because it is doing more than honoring the past. It's investing in and celebrating the future, a future that's very bright with women who are entering STEM careers and doing amazing things. So thank you to Leidos, thank you to First Chesapeake, thank you to all the sponsors and all the hard work that's done to create an environment where girls can envision themselves as scientists, mathematicians, doctors, and other careers in the STEM field. Thank you very much.
So thanks again to both Leidos and to Robert for their incredible support of First Chesapeake's Women in STEM. And congratulations to Lynn McDermott. I've known Lynn for many years, and I can't think of anyone who is more deserving of this award. We love you, Lynn. Thank you. At this time, we have a message for you for one of First Chesapeake's own accomplished women in STEM, Christy Neller. Christy serves on our board of directors and is the Vice President of Administrative Services for Berkshire Hathaway Energy. She is also a former First Chesapeake team coach. So here's Christy.
Good morning. My name is Christy Neller, and I'm honored to serve on the First Chesapeake Robotics Board of Directors. I'm also excited to be here with you for the 2021 First Chesapeake Robotics Women in STEM event. It's an exciting opportunity to share in the success of others around us. And the fact that you're here listening to this video tells me that you and I share a passion for giving back to those who've given so much to us. As I am honored to have served in different roles across my career, such as supervisor of engineering, plant manager, vice president of engineering construction, or my current role of vice president of administrative services in Fortune 200 companies, I have been able to see firsthand how the skills and talents and lessons learned through robotics can be applied to the real world applications. What students learn through these competitions and preparing for these competitions can be applied to so many things. And it's not just the technical aspects of how to build a robot or how to execute a program. It's how to get things done as a team, how to work together to complete a project, and how to look after each other to get the job done. I can see how First Chesapeake Robotics is making a difference in lives every day. That's why I give. What's your story?
Thank you, Christy. Thank you for all that you do for us here at First Chesapeake. Now it's time to turn our attention to the reason for the Reaching for the Stars Women in STEM program, why it's so important. It's the young women who are involved in our First Chesapeake programs. This is the second year Dominion Energy has supported the Women in STEM scholarships for young women who have served on First Tech Challenge and First Robotics competition teams in the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. Over 60 young women submitted some very impressive applications for the Women in STEM scholarships, and 8 finalists were identified and interviewed as part of the review process. Now, normally we would have First Tech Challenge and First Robotics Competition team members with us today in person to show off their robots. And even though our program is virtual this year, we would still like to highlight the hard work of these amazing young women who are finalists in the Women in STEM scholarships. We'd like to thank Canon Virginia for helping to make today's remote robotics video possible. So here is a brief introduction for our partners at Canon Virginia and a glimpse of what they do.
Here at Canon Virginia, we take pride in the products we manufacture and the services we provide.
We are located in Newport News, Virginia, and are Canon's only manufacturing, engineering, recycling, and technical support center in the Americas region.
CVI produces a variety of products using advanced manufacturing techniques,
while also serving as a factory service center, providing expert customer service in the repair and refurbishment of Canon products.
Canon Virginia's manufacturing services also extends to injection mold making, medical contract manufacturing services.
However, none of this would be possible without our team of dedicated members.
During Manufacturing Day, we want to recognize the hard work and commitment of our workforce. Thank you.
And from Canon Virginia and Newport News, please welcome Belinda Donovant and Caroline Cruzy to introduce the robotics demonstration sponsored by Canon Virginia. Belinda is the Senior Director of Product Engineering and has served with Canon Virginia since completing her BS in Electrical Engineering from ODU in 1992. Caroline is a mechanical engineer in the Product Engineering Department at Canon Virginia. She graduated from Rochester Institute of Technology in 2018 with a Bachelor of Science and Master of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering. Belinda and Caroline are here today to introduce the Women in STEM robotics demonstration sponsored by Canon Virginia and to congratulate the 8 finalists for the Women in STEM scholarships sponsored by Dominion Energy.
Good morning. Welcome to the First Chesapeake Reaching for the Stars Women in STEM virtual breakfast. Really exciting event this morning. My name is Belinda Donovant. I am Senior Director of Product Engineering at Canon Virginia, located in beautiful Newport News, Virginia.
My name is Caroline Cruzy. I'm a mechanical engineer in the Product Engineering Department of Canon Virginia. Canon Virginia is very excited to be involved this year and to be a sponsor of the robotics demonstration. One highlight of today's events is to hear more about the Women in STEM scholarships sponsored by Dominion Energy this year. On behalf of Canon Virginia, congratulations to the 8 young women who have been selected as finalists for the scholarships. We recognize your hard work, dedication, and amazing accomplishments. Good luck to all of you.
With programs like First Chesapeake, whether it's First Lego League or First Tech Challenge or First Robotics, women get excited, they get inspired about technology, and that's so good. They also get encouragement, support, and exposure to the skills necessary to succeed in a STEM environment. Canon Virginia strongly believes in this mission, and we really encourage young women to enter the STEM careers and enter them with enthusiasm. It's important to celebrate innovation and diversity of ideas. All companies depend on that to be successful. Enjoy today's events, and good luck to the finalists.
Thanks to Belinda and Caroline for their message, and thank you to Canon Virginia for helping us celebrate our scholarship finalists. And now we'd like to share a message from another one of our leading women in STEM who serves on the First Chesapeake Board of Directors, Dr. Letitia McCain, who is the director of the Newport News Shipbuilding Apprentice School.
Hello, my name is Dr. Letitia McCain, Director of the Apprentice School for Newport News Shipbuilding, a division of Huntington Ingalls Industries. I'm excited to serve on the Board of Directors for First Chesapeake. When I think about my career and how I evolved from a research chemist to now leading a school, it's pretty exciting experience and journey. And so that is one of the reasons why I give back to First Chesapeake, to ensure that other young women like myself, who've had so many role models, so many people that have given to me to ensure that I had one of the best educations possible, exposed me to so much in science and technology. So I say to you, to those young people who aspire to be a researcher or to be an engineer, the sky is the limit. Continue to pursue your dreams, because when you pursue your dreams, dreams do come true, and continue to reach for the stars.
Thanks, Letitia. And now it's time to present the 2021 Women in STEM Scholarship sponsored by Dominion Energy. And we do have a message from Peggy Fox at Dominion, who has helped us plan today's presentation. So now here's Peggy.
Hi, I'm Peggy Fox with Dominion Energy, a partner and big supporter of First Chesapeake and Women in STEM. We want to encourage all young people to learn and be excited about science, technology, engineering, and math. But because women have historically been underrepresented in STEM fields, we especially want to reach girls and let them see how fun and rewarding a STEM career can be. I work with a lot of women engineers at Dominion Energy, people like Patricia Casas, who works at a power plant that makes the electricity that keeps your lights on and keeps the very computer you're watching now running. I work with people who make and transmit electricity. How cool is that? You know, the desire to work in a STEM field and to become a scientist, an engineer, a mathematician, the spark can be lit right here. Making and programming a robot. You know, after that, the rest is easy. I'm just kidding. But it is true that when you can actually see how something works, it makes what you're learning in school so much more relatable. So look, I want to congratulate all of our scholarship winners. We are so proud of you, and thank everyone for being here today.
Thanks, Peggy, for all of your support. And thanks to the selection committee members who volunteered their services to review the applications and interview the finalists for the Women in STEM scholarships. The committee members were Kenya Davenport of Leidos, Doug Lawrence of Dominion Energy, and Christy Neller of Berkshire Hathaway Energy. Now, please welcome now Patricia Casas, who is the Power Generation Technical Support Supervisor with Dominion Energy. Patricia provides technical operations and maintenance support for 5 power stations in Northern Virginia, and she holds a BS in mechanical engineering from the University of Maryland. She joined Dominion Energy after 6 years in the manufacturing industry, during which she led the installation and programming of a robotic welding system for her company in St. Louis. We are proud to have her here today to inspire our young women involved with First Chesapeake. Patricia will be presenting the 2021 Women in STEM scholarships sponsored by Dominion Energy. Welcome, Patricia.
Good morning, and thank you, everybody. Yes, just a little bit about myself. I joined Dominion Energy in 2012 as a contractor in the engineering department at Possum Point Power Station. This 6-month contract extended to a full-time position as a plant engineer. And in 2006, I accepted the position of project management as a full-time position where I was managing all phases of capital projects, any contracts that were $250,000 and greater, included scope development, planning, and procurement, construction activities, budget, and schedule. In 2020, I started my role as a supervisor of the technical support department. And yes, I did enjoy very much my career previously in the manufacturing industry, where I led the installation and programming of a robotic welding system as one opportunity that was most memorable in my career. I was distracted with this challenging opportunity, which allowed me to grow as a woman in the engineering field. I have been very fortunate to have great role models and mentors in my life and professional career who believed in my talents, dedication, and hard work. And it is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Women in STEM Scholarship recipients sponsored by Dominion Energy. And our first scholarship recipient is Nandita Narayanan, who is receiving a $1,000 scholarship. Ms. Narayanan is the captain of First Tech Challenge Team 17219, Society of Women Engineers, Spider Bits of Laurel, Maryland. Ms. Narayanan's current and former leadership positions include team leader and club facilitator of Girls Who Code, team leader of the Society of Women Engineers Club, team leader of the MIT App Inventor Project Computer Science Girls Curriculum Development Team, and team leader of the Wearable Technology in Math, Engineering, Science Achievement. Ms. Narayanan represents an all-female robotics team and hopes to continue to be a leader and listener when it comes to empowering women in STEM fields as she pursues her career goal to becoming a computer engineering. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Narayanan on receiving a $1,000 scholarship.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our second scholarship recipient is Angela Wu, who is also receiving a $1,000 scholarship. Angela Wu is the mechanical team lead of First Robotics Competition Team 2537, the Space Raiders of Atholton High School in Columbia, Maryland. Ms. Wu's current and former leadership positions include member of the Atholton High School STEM Advisory Committee, Flight Sergeant and Maryland Wing Cadet Advisory Council representative for the Howard Composite Squadron, Civil Air Patrol, U.S. Force Auxiliary, president and founder of the Atholton High School Ultimate Frisbee Club, and team captain of the Thunderbolts II Cyber Patriot team. Ms. Wu's first experience has inspired her to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering with a minor in computer science. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Wu's receiving a $1,000 scholarship.
Thank you.
Very proud of you, Angela. And our third scholarship recipient is Annika Seth. Hello, Annika. And as our top finalist, she will be receiving a $3,000 scholarship. Annika is the Vice President of First Robotics Competition Team 449, the Blair Robot Project of Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring, Maryland. Ms. Seth, current and former leadership positions include Project Manager for FTC Team 9794, Chief Intern at the Tacey Foundation, Editor-in-Chief of her school newspaper, Vice President of Beyond Resolved Executive Board, Circuit Aspire research intern at the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory, and SIP Fellow with the Office of Naval Research, Armed Forces Radiobiology Research Institute. Her education goal is to explore the intersection of biomedical research and social justice, and her career goals are centered on ensuring the accessibility and ethical application of biomedical technology. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Seth on receiving a 3,000 scholarship. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Seth on receiving the $3,000 scholarship. And at this time, she will share with us a few words. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that introduction. And thank you so much for this incredible honor and opportunity. First and foremost, I really want to thank First Chesapeake and the entire board for this really wonderful honor, Leidos for sponsoring today's event, and Dominion Energy for sponsoring these scholarships. I also want to thank every single First team member and mentor I have had the distinct privilege of working with and learning from over the past 6 years. I especially want to thank Drs. Nomi Kadai and Edgar Berteau, the head mentors of my current FRC team, Drs. John Davis and Daniel Peterson, two of our invaluable support mentors, and Dr. Pankaj Oberoi, the head mentor of my former FLL and FTC teams. When I was preparing my acceptance speech for today, I thought a lot about what nuanced lens I wanted to communicate. We know sexism exists, especially in STEM. As women, we are all too often subject to the assumption that we aren't as technically inclined as our male team members, and it's little things, like our Nectron Alliance partner coming to our pit, but approaching a male team member first, or being talked over in engineering planning meetings. This isn't an overly dramatic or uncommon narrative. It is something virtually every femme-presenting person in a STEM activity will affirm. But sexism is embedded within broader societal contexts too. It's not just women who are underrepresented. It is Black and Indigenous students, those who are transgender or gender nonconforming, people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, English language learners. There are far too many pervasive social structures that impede STEM access for marginalized communities. And so for women like myself looking to give back, we must recognize these systemic areas that we individually benefit from. For me, I benefit from my parents' flexibility to drive me wherever, whenever, from the financial means to pay for travel, from a strong community of women and allies, both on and off of my competitive teams. Accordingly, as we think about how to amplify and promote the voices of women in STEM, our efforts to diversify must be intersectional. We must empower women of color. We must run bilingual robotics camps. We must raise money for computer science classes in low-income schools, and intentionally seek to make sure that not just some women, but all femme-presenting people from all backgrounds can access quality STEM education. There is so much grassroots work to do, and that work starts with us. I want to again thank Dominion Energy, Leidos, and First Chesapeake for this incredibly meaningful honor. Without the invaluable support and altruism of sponsors like these and individuals at the Chesapeake team, I would be nowhere near where I am today, and the same goes for my strong, motivated mentors, team members, and parents. I especially wouldn't be where I am today without Coach Pankaj, who coaches Wizards.exe, First Tech Challenge team, who inspired me to be the critical thinker and leader I am today, immersed me in robotics in 7th grade, and paved the way for me to continue paying it forward. As I pursue a STEM and social science infused profession in medical technology and healthcare policy, I look forward to leveraging my first experience to support both my career goals and my advocacy efforts. And I am so grateful to this scholarship for helping me achieve those dreams. Thank you so much again for this really wonderful honor. I really appreciate it.
I want to say again, thank you to Patricia for presenting these awards and these scholarships. And thank you to Dominion Energy for supporting the young women in First Chesapeake. It's the support of individuals like Patricia and corporations like Dominion Energy that help us do what we at First Chesapeake do best, and that is build tomorrow's technology leaders. Now, we have one more First Chesapeake board member who would like to share her support for women in STEM. Here is Lakshmi Mayapan, Director of Professional Services at Macedon Technologies.
My name is Lakshmi Mayapan. I am the Director of Professional Services at Macedon Technologies and a member of the board for First Chesapeake. I give to First Chesapeake so that we can inspire more kids to pursue STEM. It pains me to see students, especially girls, who say, I'm bad at math, and then give up on every opportunity that STEM could provide. Not every kid wants to be a coder, but I want each student to have a real opportunity to try it and find that passion. First Chesapeake provides those opportunities. We provide a space for kids to try something new in a fun and engaging way and give it a real chance. And who knows, we may just be igniting a passion for STEM in the next generation of entrepreneurs and leaders.
Thank you, Lakshmi, and thank you again to all of our presenters, corporate partners, board members, and volunteers who've made this year's Reaching for the Stars First Chesapeake Celebrates Women in STEM possible. And congratulations to our Reaching for the Stars honoree, Lynn McDermott, and to our scholarship recipients, Angela Boo, Nandita Narayanan, and Annika Seth. We're all so very proud of the work that you do. We still have 2 more episodes in our series of today's Women in STEM chats that I'd like to tell you about. These are sponsored by Leidos. They will air on the first Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. And the next one will be on February 4th. So join us then to hear more about cool jobs from women working at Accenture Federal. And on March 4th, we're excited to feature Diane Leopold, the COO and highest ranking woman with Dominion Energy, for the final episode in the 2021 Today's Women in STEM series. You'll find links to these broadcasts on the First Chesapeake website on the events calendar. And you can find archived videos of the Today's Women in STEM broadcasts featuring Canon, Virginia, Leidos, and Newport News Shipbuilding on the First Chesapeake YouTube channel. Now, we invite you to become a donor or corporate partner of First Chesapeake through the donate page on the First Chesapeake website or by reaching out to Katarina Spears, our Director of Development, to learn more about supporting critical programs like Women in STEM and to help us build tomorrow's technology leaders today. I hope that as you sign off, you'll find yourself energized and inspired by the outstanding women that we have celebrated today. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe and stay healthy.